Okay, but yeah, no. So I know that obviously Tara had to leave out a little bit last time, so there's a bunch of stuff that we need to explain to Tara, but that's fine because we'll get that in the recap essentially anyway. However, you have all already done your initiative rolls, so let's go through our warm-up Q&A questions. So Tara, oddly enough, you did roll the highest. You got a big 19. So, go.
Who ordered a chicken tendies?
Everyone.
That's a good question.
Flipnork.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that is considered taboo within your order?
Oh, let's go.
Oh my.
That's a good question.
That is a really good question.
While it is somewhat on the ground floor in terms of building out the entire lore to it, if I was gonna say on the spot something that would probably be not cool, I would say a safe way to like get into bad graces would be to like actively make your friends to not necessarily like okay. Like if the whole idea is to build people up, it would if you start acting like a shit and you start like tearing people down, I imagine that would be a no.
Like actively bringing people down and stunting their growth would be like a no.
Yeah, exactly. I imagine there's like a motherfucker. You looked at that bear and you said that his pecs weren't quite as big as yours, and that's not cool. and now I'm gonna have to take your magic powers.
You know what I think?
And now I'm afraid I have to kill you.
You know what I think?
This is two problems you gotta solve.
You know what I think would be another one, just on the spot, like throwing ideas at you, Devin.
Well, this is a good point because technically you are the god that makes the rules.
So no, it's your character and your oath. So I let you do that. But a good fun one, the use of performance enhancing drugs.
That makes sense.
Because your thing's all about like you building yourself up and others and making yourself the best that you can be, and like taking performance enhancing drugs is like cheating, right? So you're cheating yourself.
Can we get like a promotional poster with Flipnork doing like a thumbs down where he goes, "Winners don't use drugs"? Can we get that art?
Oh god!
We just need it in the mess hall.
I just imagine there are so many motivational portraits with Flipnork.
It's like him against a garish yellow with a thumbs down, and it says, "Winners don't use drugs, bro."
He's in like a big circle and he's holding his thumb down. It's like he's got
a frowny face.
You'll just say no.
That's good. So we yeah.
If you flip the poster on the other side, it says, "Remember to get vaccinated, though, dog."
Vaccinations are not performance enhancing drugs.
No, they are not.
Yes, they are. They help your immune system perform better.
Okay, that's different. No.
It's
so wait, is Flipnork against vaccinations?
This is a good point. A vaccine is a performance-enhancing drug that enhances your lungs' ability to continue breathing.
Is Flipnork an anti-vaxxer? I imagine Flipnork's the person like, dude, we need to just, let some people die for that herd immunity, dude.
I used to be down with vaccines until the steamroller incident.
Oh my god. No.
If you get polio, you gotta muscle through that shit.
If you get polio, you gotta muscle through that shit, Rooney.
There we go. I feel like that's a good answer to that question.
There you go.
Right, Kara, it's your turn.
Caitlin.
Yeah.
Why are you so purple?
Walk us through every pigmentation of the squid.
Given that there is an still an uneasy alliance with the Illithid, and you woke up one day being one, and your parents missing. How did
Although those
Elena
things didn't happen at the same time.
Yeah, those things didn't happen
of
straight
course.
away, but yeah.
Of course.
I was just making sure.
How did Elena make her way through life to get to where she is?
It's a good question.
Basically, a lot of it was sheer fucking dumb luck. At least for getting out of the Underdark area.
You weren't there.
We weren't?
No.
I thought we were there.
No,
Okay.
no.
My apologies.
No, it's okay.
What planet were they on then? Because I thought it was the Underdark.
You were native to Tzion. You weren't.
Yeah, I knew we were native to Tzion.
Yeah, that you were on Tzion. You were never in Oberex.
Okay, that's right.
That's fine.
It was just a cave area. Anyway, so basically she just started looking for a way to make some money and hopefully find out some information about her parents. Because to me, Elena is she doesn't really make her own decisions.
Okay.
I
Was she
see
all
her
about that pinnacle porn.
Had to get through college somehow.
like I see it as like she followed her parents' orders basically. Like if they told her to stay out of trouble, she'd stay out of trouble, and if they specified something, she'd go with that. So when her parents like just disappeared, she had no one else to give her orders. She knew she had other family, but her family had never talked to her about it. So she had no idea where they were. So to her, like, the Astral Armed Forces...
There's some terms being thrown out in chat right now.
Ink pie has been thrown out in the chat.
Let's not. But to her, it made kind of like the best sense.
Yeah.
Because she could get money this way. She could be given orders, so she's not because the way I see it, Elena did not have a normal upbringing.
No. Very not.
She did not socialize with other children. She has not had like her rebellious phase yet. It's literally just been whatever her parents say.
What's going on right now?
Yeah.
And like her getting into like repairing electronics and machines and stuff like that was simply because it was something that kept her out of trouble. Same with the romance novels and just novels in general.
Okay.
That's fair.
So she like when she was like looking for something to help her find her parents, because she's like, well, I don't know what else to do. We'll go with this, I guess. And it's like, look for someone who can give commands. Oh, they give commands, thank God.
I told you it wasn't going to be a painful question.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't, actually.
I still had to speak.
You're going to have to speak. It's a roleplay game. Right, so, Devon, it's your turn.
Kara.
Oh.
No. Next person.
I refuse.
The power of the Care Bear.
Because I keep getting it wrong, what weapons does your robot actually come equipped with? I keep saying rockets.
Not yet.
Someday, though.
I'm waiting for 17 to pop off their arm, and just rocket punch someone.
I was hoping there would
God,
be a
I
rocket
can't
punch
wait for
in
that
there.
to happen.
Yeah. A nice old XCOM rocket punch.
They are currently getting a blade attachment. So they will have, like the retracto blade.
One arm or both?
One.
Okay.
They have they refer to it as a sniper rifle. It's basically just a longbow.
Yeah, it's a longbow.
Is this a thing that is carried on your person, or do you form it like out of your robot body?
It's formed out of my body.
Is it like
For
nanomachines or something?
No,
Machine
it's like like you just it's just like you aim your arm and you shoot.
Okay, so yeah, okay.
But like it can be removed.
Okay, that's interesting.
So because like it'd be really fucking broken if my weapons couldn't be taken.
Yeah. Or if you had an ability of, wielding them without having to actually, unsheath them per se.
Yeah. So like I have that, and I have a normal Magitech rifle as well for shorter range combat as well.
Yeah.
And I have the arm chucks.
You had the arm chucks. You don't have the
No
arm
one
chucks.
took them from me.
Yes, they did. They're
You
gone.
can't take them from me.
They took them when you were asleep.
I don't sleep.
You sentinel rest. That's close enough. Right. That being said, now it is in fact Freya's turn. So Alex, you may ask anyone a question.
I'll let Tara what happened last session. No, no. How would Toxx respond to the stuff that happened last session? Good question. No, so I actually have. So I have one legitimate question. Then I actually have a question that I told Kara and Kaylin I would ask you specifically, Helena.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the first, so I'll take care of the stupid one first. First off, since we know illithids are tadpole people that turn into squid people.
Yes.
We made the joke about how clearly Elenia was gonna seduce people with her illithid titties.
Yeah.
And then Caitlin said, I don't know if they have that. And I said, well, I'll ask Helena.
You do not have illithid titties.
Okay, good.
You have a massive dick, though.
Ah.
Oh.
I mean, does she?
No.
Okay.
I do not approve of this choice. #justice for illititties.
Oh no.
I want that to be the first comment on the video.
I just don't want illithid titties because Alex is gonna go nuts.
No illithid titties will no longer support this channel. Unsubscribed.
Freya has a weird temptation to slap something nearby.
I always slap the tits. Why? I don't know.
It's if a god being is telling me
just
to.
needs to be done.
Come on, telling me no.
But yeah, that's the answer to that. That's the answer to that question. If you have another one, please go ahead.
Yeah, the actual question is as we've worked around through this stuff, and we've discussed, especially with last session, the big emphasis on people, the characters being chained down, whether they're chains of their own devices or chains that someone else, whether society or someone that they're close to, has put on them.
Mm-hmm.
People are chained.
Yes.
In this one. We've discussed that Ector definitely has some chains, but I'd rather that one get like, you mentioned that Flip North may also have things like that. I generally have a good idea about Caitlin and pretty much Tara's character, my own character as well. The one character that I'm really the most curious about involving how they're chained down is what is 17's struggles, Kara, outside of just the awakened Iron Forge? Like what's really chaining 17 down?
Oh, that's a really good spicy question. Really good work on that one. That's a really good question.
Damn.
The big Gordita strikes again.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's chaining them down is understanding who they are and being accepted for what they are, and wondering why it is that so many other people aren't as easily accepting. I can't go further into detail as to the further chains.
That's not perfectly fine. That's a good beginner one. I like that a lot.
I actually did a dialogue tree of all what I know about all of your characters, the stuff that people have told me in secret, and the stuff that we know from sessions. And I've actually made a tree of, this is a chain for Flipnork, this is a chain for Ector, this is a chain for Toxx, this is the chain for 17. So I can confidently say, including NPCs that we haven't had a lot of dealings with, Taki, Doc, all of the characters that get involved with you do continue the theming of there is a chain that is holding them down, but some of them just have very, very different chains to others.
Yeah, part of this chain is actually, if given the time, going to be addressed tonight.
Okay.
Yes, well, I'm big excited for that. And then, unless there's any other questions from you, Alex, it is Caitlin's turn. Save the best for last.
Yeah.
What's everybody's last name?
No, hey, okay, that was a legit decent question.
No, it was
No,
not.
asking it the first time was. The second time, you were fucking with us.
No, the second time was originally meant for Toxx. And I had only asked it to Flipnork because Toxx left literally as I was asking. Tara left literally as I was asking the question.
Okay.
But anyway, I do have a question for Flipnork though.
Huh?
Flipnork is very different from other people of his race.
He is.
Why?
The steamroller.
God damn it.
The extra chromosomes, clearly.
So I have thought about this a little bit actually,
Okay.
because generally the Sapiens are like kind of not bloodthirsty, at least not in my mind, but they're kind of like war-ish, right?
They have extra rage inhibitors because of the way their brain works.
Yeah, and so I liked the idea that I think it mainly came from his parents. I can't remember if I decided on names for them just yet. I'll work on it. But the idea I had was just like, I think his mom was like a crazy, fucking like vicious warrior, and his dad was a bro.
His dad was just a bard with a real specific fetish.
Yeah, and
his dad
was
was actually an elf
hilarious.
bard with a real specific fetish.
and I think he chilled her out a lot, but she's still got like the bite in her, right? Like she's the mom that like don't make me get the wooden spoon, you son of a bitch, right? But like the dad was like, hey man, it's okay. Just let the little guy figure out his own way. I kind of feel like that's kind of how it came for him.
Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see that.
Flipnork's dad is a bard, confirmed.
Yeah. And of course, when he discovered the way of the lift, and then he went even further in, which I imagine his father got super hype about. And his mom
God, I could picture just two of them yelling "bro" at each other.
and his mom would just be confused but excited.
Just going, "Bro,
I do like to think that she hates the word "bro" in that household.
Oh,
I just want
don't
to imagine
doubt it.
Flipnork's first word was bro.
Bro, it wasn't mommy or daddy.
Yeah.
It was bro.
Why the fuck are we dressing Flipnork up as Randy Savage?
Because we can.
He looks up at his father, and he touches his face gently, and he goes, "Dog."
Dog. Daddy, say daddy. Dude.
he looks and he's very excited, and the mom's giving a death stare.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and just like say mommy, tubular.
and she's baring the teeth. Like she's like, I'm about to eat this child.
Say, mommy, gnarly.
That's good. That's good. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That was good. I'm really happy with that.
She's lurching over that child like, I swore I'd never eat the young.
Again. I want to be Flipnork's dad now.
Well, maybe that comes up at some point. I don't know.
Maybe he'll die.
None of this was disclosed to Hex until this came up just now. So
that's fine.
If she wants to build it in, that she would have to start now.
It wasn't that wild. It wasn't that over the top. Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so I'll go for a very, very quick recap of what happened last time. Obviously, because Tara wasn't here for some of it, so I'm going to go for it quick fire. So, obviously, the fight was called with Freya and an individual fighting for the 7 dragons called Maximum. I will show him here. The fight was basically arranged with a series of rules. The rules being, because this is not a fight to the death, you do not kill each other. You fight to one person being rendered unconscious. It wasn't a fight where there was any firearms allowed. It was a close combat fight with magic being allowed as well. During the fight, Freya kind of wasn't even really fighting to begin with. He was just kind of taking some punishment and asking some quite big questions about why does he fight, because he had lost his reason for fighting and had actually lost his ability to rage, because his rage was drawn from a very specific sensation that he had, and because he didn't have that sensation anymore, he found himself unable to use one of his base features. But Maximum kind of talked to him a little bit, Maximum being a slave. Maximum is a slave owned by the 7 Dragons clan, and he's literally having to fight for his freedom. Because if you fight enough and you become a champion, sometimes you get given rewards, and one of those rewards can be being given your freedom. So that's why Maximum was there, to try to earn his freedom. He kind of had a very heart-to-heart conversation with Freya to open Freya up as to why he should continue, let alone why he should continue in the fight. At this point, Freya actually used the communication that he had on him a lot. Talking out loud, kind of, because he seemed to have a little bit of issues containing his thoughts within his own head. He was sending out some messages to the group, telling them a little bit about this. I asked them to roll some performance rolls to try and get them to be quote-unquote fighting each other, but not actually fighting each other. And it was based on one of these performance rolls that this individual in the ring, Nodachi, the second in command of the 7 Dragon clan, realized that, these two aren't fighting, they're just dancing around each other, they're deliberately not trying to hit each other. So he broke the rules and went into the ring with the 7 Dragon retainers and kind of spoke to them and said, listen, you two fight, you do it properly, or I'm going to get involved. Freya, after getting kind of reinvigorated by his kind of conversations with Maximum and kind of realizing his reason of fighting to want to become the strongest, to protect his friends and to help his friends become the strongest, and spurred on by Flipnork's ideals of Flipnork wanting to help bring Freya up to be the best Freya that he can be, he did fight back, and he actually won the fight, and then kind of got a bit not boastful, but spoke out towards the crowd and kind of said that he's going to be the best. He's going to make sure that he's going to be the best, and he's going to keep rising, and that anyone there that wants to work with him and work with the group, they're more than welcome to. But those that that don't want that, well, they're going to miss out, essentially. And this kind of pissed off Nodachi, who works for the 7 Dragons, because he's the second in command. And kind of saw this as a bit of a threat. Even though Freya didn't actually word it like a threat, Nodachi just saw it as a threat. And so Nadachi came up and had a conversation with Freya and looked down at Maximum, being unconscious at the time, and said that he didn't have a need for individuals that were weak, like Maximum, that didn't hold up their sides of bargains. And so Nadachi executed his own fighter in the middle of the ring. This got the attention of an individual that's not on this map. And I asked everyone to roll me con saves, because everyone failed what I call mass hold person. And then everyone heard telepathically the voice of a female who goes by the name of Myra, the Siren Queen, who told everyone that this is her area. She owns this, and she owns the underground of Tzion, and that they all agreed that when they're here, they do not fight. There is no bloodshed unless it's in the ring, organised by two fighters. And that she would make sure that people followed the rules, and if they didn't, this would happen again. And then after saying that, after kind of re-giving her warning, she let go of her mass hold person, and everyone suddenly could control themselves again, and that's where we left off.
Coolio.
Yeah.
That was like a lot of weird energy on my body, dog.
That was a lot of energy. Frere would look at Nadachi once he can like move again and stuff like that. And, smile still on his face, and will shout out to the people. And I'll basically just be like, I look forward to seeing who's going to be willing to at least extend a hand or an olive branch, so that we might be able to form an actual working relationship. He looks up at the ceiling and points to the ceiling. He's like, "And you too, Myra." and then he'll basically just be like, "I'll be waiting for you guys," and then we'll walk out.
Yeah, you would notice at this point that the magnetic bars on both sides have opened up. Nadachi does not look very happy about what happened, but after you do that, he gathers his 7 dragon retainers, and they storm their way out from the opposite side.
Frere will walk to the bar right there.
17, you would very clearly notice that the retainers kind of storm off from the octagon, as well as Nadachi, who you very clearly, you and Hector, being literally ringside as it happened, saw just decapitate his own fighter.
What can I move towards?
Can I do my history check about Myra real quick?
Yes. If anyone wants to do a history check, you have never heard of Myra the Siren Queen.
Okay.
Let me check.
Holy shit.
Perfect.
See if we can get a hat
Get it
trick.
out of the way now! Get it out of the way now! Well, it does make sense that Elena would have to be all honest.
But if anyone else wants to roll for that, Flipnock, you remember hearing?
I don't know why you would, but sure.
You remember overhearing from these individuals over here when you were sitting on the bar. You remember hearing those people saying that the moment that they stopped freezing, they're like, "Oh shit! I've never heard of like Myra like directly intervening in the middle of a situation. I heard that she was supposed to be like the strongest siren, but I didn't realize she could do something like that." So while you don't know anything about her, your history check was something you recently just overheard.
He's like, "Whoa." That's all he's got.
Right, so 17, is there anything you want to do? Because otherwise Freya has went over by the bar, and there's a lot of bar stuff that can happen. So is there anything particular you want to do?
Are they giving me any kind of look at all, or are they just like...
Oh no, they don't even know you exist. They've just walked right past you.
Okay. in that case, I'm going to make my way up to Elena because we're not needed at the cage anymore, which is good.
Nope, you are not needed at the cage anymore.
Not that we could have gotten in to save Freyer anyway because the bars were down.
Yeah, I mean, you could have tried to force your way through the bars, but, that would have been like checks to try and get through the bars, or me asking
Yeah,
you
let's
how
try
to
to
get
fit
through the
Elena's
bars.
wheelchair through there. That's gonna go well.
Hey,
We would have just left you behind.
Fuck you.
As I'm heading up, I hear Flip Norik and
Slow down.
what do you need?
I was just gonna come with you. I don't really have anything else to do. Where are we going?
I was going to go meet up with Elena.
All right, let's go make sure that Elena's alive and stuff.
Right. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just to help position timing. Can the people go and talk to Elena? Can one of you, after I clear the board, can one of you just do the roll an initiative for me? And then Freya, could you just roll me an initiative just so... Oh, Jesus. Could you just roll me an initiative as well, just so that I can know the turn order for how we're going to deal with...
No roll necessary.
Yeah, no roll.
No
roll necessary.
roll.
But what we're going to do, though, is before we go to that, because Tara is back, Tara, I did say to anyone if they wanted to do a history check to see if they know anything about... Myra the Siren Queen. If you want to do that, you can roll me a history check. However, you can do it at advantage.
Oh, at advantage.
Yep. Yeah. 22. So, after hearing the voice in your head, you go back and you have a very distinct memory of Myra the Siren Queen being someone that you have overheard when you have taken down slavers. When you've worked your way up the ladder to get the right people, you have overheard whispers of on Tzion there is a rift elf that is supposed to be the strongest siren that anyone's ever come across, so much so that she has titled herself the Siren Queen and dwells in the underground of Tzion and has vice grip over the all of the other gangs because of how powerful she is. So you do know some bits that there are rumors about this person. There's even rumors that she seems to have some kind of power or powers that no other siren has ever exhibited. So you know a little bit more about her.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, what would you like to do before we get into the others? Because I've made them roll initiative. Is there anything specific that Toxx wants to do right now?
Well, there was stuff I wanted to do last session, but I won't go into that, I guess.
I'm more than happy for you to do that now if you would like to.
Well, that would have been before the fight and all that.
You could always say it's retroactive.
Yeah, I'm more than happy for us to have a chunk of time dedicated to, well, actually, what did Toxx do before the fight and maybe while the fight was going on? I'm more than happy for you to do that, and then we'll do a little fast forward back into what's happening
Turn the beat
now.
back.
So if you want to do that, I'm more than happy to let you do that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if everyone's fine with it, I just didn't want to take up
Do it.
if I
Oh,
Do it.
No,
Do
it's
it,
not
nerd.
you were incapacitated last week, so
Yeah.
could. Yeah. Alright, I'm having a hard time remembering where I was last
You were
week.
exactly there. I've kind of reset the NPCs to where they were, because not a lot of them moved anyway, but I've reset the kind of the NPCs as to where they were just before the fight. So you can see Nodachi is now back where Nodachi was. All the retainers are back in their seats before they moved out.
All right.
I'll be back shortly.
Okay.
Okay, so I know I had specific plans for the initial part, and I play it by ear as stuff played out, but I don't know how things played out. But I'm gonna still attempt at this. So, before the stuff had started, I just talked to Hector. That's right.
Yes.
I just talked to Hector. Freyr and the others were going to do something to get him ready for it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna full reset and like put everyone, because I remember where everyone actually was before the fight, so I will just put everyone back to actually where they were before the fight, because Freya was there. Maximum, Maximum, guess what? It's back in time. You're no longer dead, but enjoy it while it lasts, because after this you're gonna go back to being dead. So he was there, and then I had Hector was up here before. There was that whole situation where 17 went to go and get checked out by the guards. So, yes, that is now officially where everyone, including player characters, were prior to the start of the bout.
Alright, what I knew about Mr. Cigar Man...
Yes.
Cigar Man Robot, he was selling robot.
Yes, he's known for selling Ironforged. There is a big rumor that he actually sells Awakened Ironforge, but no one's done enough of an investigation into him to know if that's true or not. Basically, because he is actually relatively new to Tzion. He's known in the system, but he's new to this planet.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, so I distinctly remember them saying not to fuck with these guys.
Yeah, not to fuck with the Seven Dragons. They're all about, they own a portion of land right next to the 13's portion of land. They are hardcore pushers of drugs. The 13's are all about protecting New Harlem, and the Industrialists are a group name referred to people that are on the underbelly of the criminal world, but who are also major higher ups or levels of business in the corporations. So yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, then, so, I was going to, because I am right now, essentially disguised, not quite disguised, because I don't have a different thing on, but I am playing the part of a ring girl.
Yes, you're playing the part of, you and Adonis made the deal that you're going to try to basically sell people to vets, and to get them to spend money. And that however much you got people to spend, you would kind of get a cut of, depending on how many people you got to spend money. That's the kind of the role you were playing is like, it's like kind of like a hostess almost. Actually, you're kind of there to get people to buy bottles of booze. You're there to get people to bet. You're being a ringo and a hostess.
Alrighty. So, to really sell this persona, I want to dig up some repressed memories.
I'm scared.
Kind of recall my training and take on a more subservient stance and demeanor. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense to me.
So like head down and that. Would I roll something for that?
I would say roll me performance, but because it's you remembering how it was before, roll me performance at advantage.
Alrighty.
because it's you recalling the way you used to perform. So yeah, you 100%. You kind of your head's bowed. Your whatever subservience you want to portray. You are tapping into that older, younger, that old young version of yourself, and you are channeling the way you used to be or the way you were trained once to be.
All right. Then I'm going to slowly, with my eyes pointed at the floor, walk past these people to approach the big gordita.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Excuse me, there's only one big gordita, and he's a bear. How dare you?
The slightly smaller gordita.
There we go.
And I will look up to him, and I will just give him a bow.
He so you see that there's the moment you bow, there's like a significant smirk on his face, and the kind of he moves the cigar with his mouth from one side to the other, takes a hold of it with a bionic hand, and holds it out and just lets some smoke blow out from his mouth as he looks towards the two elven wives to his side and goes, "See, she knows how to act. She knows how to respect a man. What's your name, lass? You can speak to me. It's all right. I give you permission."
Oh, I'm just a humble worker here. I don't think my name's that important, at least not to someone of your stature.
See, she's speaking my language. She knows her place. She understands. What are you trying to sell, lass?
Well, sell, sort of. I'm here to maybe, talk to you about perhaps making some bets and maybe talking a little bit more about your interests.
Roll me. You can either roll me a persuasion or roll me a straight charisma, whichever one. If you have proficiency in persuasion, I would say go persuasion. But if you or deception, actually, you can go for a straight charisma, persuasion, or deception, whichever one you think you're actually better in. Go for that for me.
I think persuasion is the one I'm gonna do.
Okay, go ahead.
I will say real quick, I want to give props to fucking Hex because she's not even been playing this guy fucking 5 minutes, and I want to kill him.
Don't worry, I've already got his character planned out and everything. So he you notice as you say that, like, there's a chunk of people in here that are female or female presenting. The scummy look the guy gets when he thinks he's in, but you're really just trying to be nice, because if you're not nice, you might be murdered. That's the look he's giving you. He then turns his head to one of his wives and kind of doesn't even say to her to move. He just the gesture with his head to move, and you notice she gets up and kind of walks away, and he pats the seat next to him and says, "Come on, sit down, and we can talk then."
Stranger danger.
Big shady. Toxx mouths, "Call the police."
Toxx will then move slowly and cautiously sit down. And then I will look to him for approval to speak more.
He just waves his hand around to the side as in, "You may talk," and allows you to speak.
Right. I've heard, through certain sources that you run quite a lucrative business.
Lucrative is a word for it.
It is, I'm sure. Perhaps lucrative is underselling it.
See, now you're trying to flatter me. He points at you with his cigar-held hand.
Flattery is, the best tool.
Indeed it is. But let's not skip into the business, shall we? Let's have some foreplay first, shall we? So this next fight, right? There's a bear and there's a samurai wannabe with his axe. Who do you think I should bet on? I bet on the main fight already, but I haven't bet on this little warm up. So who do you think I should put my coin on?
Well, I know a thing or two about one of these fighters, and I believe that means he'll get quite the advantage over the other.
Oh, you got a bit of inside information for Raymond. Why don't you tell me? Whisper into my ear, little birdie. Tell me who I should vote for, who I should put my coin on.
Well, if what I've heard is right, this bear has been fighting for his entire life. He's been taking down some big fish, not nearly as big as you, but big enough to be impressive, I suppose.
I did like the looks of him. He does look like a big, strapping lad. He seems like a person who would fit in well in my organisation. If he does well enough, I might make him a little bit of an offer, give him a few credits for his troubles if he's willing to bark up some trees for me like the big bear he is.
Well, I don't know him well enough, obviously, to make that kind of assumption, but I do know he could hold himself in a fight. I would say that's where the money would go.
Roll me a deception, please.
Oh boy.
I totally don't have feelings for this.
Oh, okay, hold on. I need to roll the insight check.
I totally don't know this bear.
So, okay, I just want the world to know he rolled a 7. He looks at you and he holds a cigar and he kind of gives a little bit of a raised eyebrow and he's like, you can tell Uncle Raymond if you know a little bit more about the bet. See, I'm not one that's against insider betting if you know a little bit more, so don't worry. You're safe with Raymond. He won't tell anyone else that you know a bit more than you should.
Yes, Daddy.
What?
No.
Please tell me that's in canon.
Please no. Please no.
Big what?
I just imagine Elena just has the cops on fucking speed dial, ready to go.
I don't even imagine that. I imagine Elena taking. That I know I'm a healer, but I'm imagining that meme, but with like Elena. I know I'm a Psi mage, but cocks a gun.
No, basically.
God.
Like, here's the thing: Elena doesn't go out really. You guys are the most she's gone out. But she knows that is an alarm bell.
Elena thinks this man hasn't bought the cops.
This is true. She wouldn't know. She would not know.
But yeah, he's basically asking you that because he saw through the deception, but he didn't see through well enough to think that you have a personal connection. He seems to think that you have information that would make it more favourable to bet. So he's trying to get that information.
Alright, I gotta come up with something. Toxx will lean in closer and oh god, it's grossing me out.
Don't worry,
me too.
This is a scumbag. This is clearly a scumbag.
Me too. Yeah. I had to stop eating.
Toxx will lean in a bit closer. I guess, and she'll give him that bedroom eyes. I guess.
Oh no! Oh no!
Please stop.
I hate this, but
don't worry, I've got some help coming. Don't worry.
It's in character. I'm doing it. It's for the greater good. Yeah, she'll give him that look, and will repeat what he said and say, "Well, why jump to business when we can still have foreplay?"
He gives like a smirk and he goes to lean in, but as he goes to lean in, there's an individual that comes up from behind. I'm gonna just do. This is a Iron Forge that's clearly wearing a shirt, tie, and a big spiffy jacket.
Oh my lord, I love him.
He comes up and
I want that jacket.
He comes up and he spills drink over you, Toxx, and he looks at you and he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm very clumsy. One of my cognitators isn't working very well. I'm so sorry, ma'am. I apologize. I apologize for the inconvenience."
Oh no, I'm sorry, sir. Let me get you another one.
No, you know what? Let me go and I'll buy you a drink and refresh my own. And please see it as an apology for this. Raymond then looks at him and goes, "You gotta look where you're going, you little fucking cog bag."
Ooh. Oh no. I don't like that one.
Cog bag. But yeah, he says that, and the individual in the Iron Forge is being very apologetic, and he's saying to you, no, let me go and buy you a drink to apologize while I go and get myself a drink. Roll me an insight check, please.
I should definitely trust the drink from this guy. He's definitely not going to drug it.
So you can tell that the iron guy who's suggesting going and getting a drink, he is trying to pull you away. You can see from your insight check that this man seems very specific about the way he spilled his drink and the fact that he is now trying to get you away from this individual. And whether you choose to buy into that this guy is trying to get you away, perhaps to talk to you, is 100% up to you.
This robot is the guy I needed many years ago.
Yeah. This robot is the hero of this story.
This robot is everything.
Can I make a retroactive perception roll to see if I heard the cog bag insult?
Yeah, roll me at disadvantage.
Okay.
That was a really good insult.
Yeah, cog bag,
Terrible,
yeah. Because it just sounds bad enough for you to go, ugh, and give you a bad feeling, but I hope to God that it's not close to an actual slur, because I keep accidentally making slurs that are close to real ones.
You keep doing that.
So I really
Stop
hope
doing
that cog bag is not close to a real one. I was trying to think of what's a robot version of calling someone a bag of dicks, and I went cog bag. No, I'm afraid you can't quite hear what was going on. It's quite loud. There's a lot of people getting hyped for the fight, so you wouldn't have heard that. But okay. Toxx, do you listen to kind of the vibes that you're getting from this guy, or that's really cute. Do you listen to the vibe? Do you listen to the vibes from this guy, or are you going to ignore it?
Well, I'm going to listen to them, but I need to give Raymond, oh god, I have a really bad nickname, but I'm not going to.
Raymond. It's bad enough that I had himself call himself Uncle Raymond. But,
it's better than Daddy Raymond.
It really is, but it's still not nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to... Toxx will kind of like look down at the spilled drink and look to Raymond and give her a little bow and be like, "I'll go get cleaned up."
He's like, "Okay, but don't you go too far, little birdie. You know, I still have to talk to you about that bet." And he gives you a scumbag smile as you prepare to get up.
I return a smile with the Thor smile.
Oh no!
You know which one I'm talking about.
I know exactly what one you're talking about. I've given that smile.
Yeah. That one, this one.
Yeah, that's the smile. That's the smile. Yep.
I return that smile and I get up and I continue walking in kind of that servant way that I've been walking.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, when you get out of like earshot towards the bar, the individual, the robot, the Iron Forged would take a look at you, look back to see where Raymond is, and would lean in and just would give you some advice. And you'd say, "Listen, I know that your job requires you to speak to these individuals to get them to spend money, but trust me when I say keep yourself far away from Raymond. He is not the type of man that you want anything to do with."
Do you know a lot about him?
Oh, yeah, of course I know a lot about him. I'm the one person trying to bring that fat fuck down.
That's Shamer, jeez.
I'm interested in talking about things if you're willing to share.
Yes, but for appearance sake, let's make our way towards the bar just so he doesn't get suspicious.
Yes, sir.
He makes his way down to the bar and he holds up two fingers towards the barkeep to try and get to call him over to buy a drink. And as he's waiting, he places his hand on the bar side and turns back to you, trying to keep hushed as he does it. That man's Raymond Costelliano. He's a big problem. He's a scumbag of what I call the highest magnitude. He's a runner of people, a seller, a purveyor of flesh and iron, and not kitchen cabinets, I can tell you that much.
So he's a slaver.
Yep.
And you said he deals in Iron Forge?
Yep. He's been selling my people for a good couple of years now, but he hasn't been on this planet. He hasn't been in my territory. He's been off in, I heard he was on Galatea for a while. Heard he's been visiting some of those squiddy fucks in Oberex, but he's never been in my neighborhood. But now he's here, and I'm not willing to let him stay, you dig?
I dig. What group are you from?
Oh, You then notice that there's something attached to his belt that he's really painfully trying to hide, and he flashes it towards you, and he goes, "Tzion PD."
Oh. Well, I guess I'm a bit surprised that you come all the way down here.
As you say that, he detaches the pinky finger of his right hand and pulls it a moment, twists it, and it becomes an electronic cigarette that he puts into his robot mouth. And as he's doing that, an electronic smoke comes out from the end, and he goes, "Yeah, well, a lot of people in my department, they don't want to get their hands dirty. You get what I mean? They don't want to come down into the underworld to try and see what it's really like to sort it out. But I'm not afraid to come down here. I'm here to make sure that I can put some of these scumbags away."
Well, I applaud you doing what others aren't willing to do.
Yeah, well, the problem is Zion's full of Zion PD's full of two different types of people: cowards and those that are taking money from these fuckers. So I'm not a coward, and I sure as hell ain't lining my pockets with their blood credits.
I'm glad there's at least someone out there that's like you.
Yeah, problem is, too many people want to shut me down. Too many people want to make sure that I don't let certain lists of people that take money from these kind of people be published, you know what I mean? So I gotta try and keep my back, gotta try and make sure that I don't get got.
Of course. I might be able to help you out.
Really? How's that?
Well, where's Hector at?
Hector, at this point in time, is all the way over here, where Eleanor is.
Alright. I would I would discreetly gesture towards Hector,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say, I have some friends that are looking to take down some of the criminals here. Should they be part of something we're doing? My friend over there, you and him could probably exchange information. It could be very useful.
The Justicar? Yeah, he stuck out like a sore thumb when he walked down those stairs. Don't often see Justicar step in places like this. I imagined he must have been some kind of investigator himself. Definitely not from Tzion PD. I haven't seen him around, unless he's a new inductee.
Yeah, something like that.
Fair enough. You seem a bit hush-hush. You like a informant of his, trying to work the underground and trying to serve justice?
Perhaps.
You seem hush-hush. I appreciate that. I understand that it can be hard to live that dual life of wanting to try to bring these things down, but also being amongst the rabble of the underground. But, well, he then takes out a card from his wallet and hands it over to you. Do you accept the card?
I accept the card.
Okay. I'm sorry, Kara. So you look at the card. It has
No,
the
you're
image.
not. You're not
It has
sorry.
the image of Tzion PD, and at the bottom, it has a phone number, a contact number, but it has the name Detective Inspector Clarence Killington.
Clarence.
Parents.
Kara, don't leave us, I beg of you.
I respectfully look the card over and then give him a bow before pocketing it. Dick.
Yeah. Detective Inspector Clarence Killington. He's a
And the
dick.
Yeah, he is. He is a detective. You're right.
He is a detective. He's a dick.
That's definitely the only thing that dick means.
Yeah, 110%. Yeah, so you pocket the card, and he then kind of gives a bow of the head to you, and he takes his drink and he says, if I was you, though, like I said, I would keep clear of Raymond for now. You've already introduced yourself, so you've already got a good in with him, but you don't want to spend too much time around him. I don't know if you took notice, but all those females around him, they're all his wives. He kind of collects them, and they're all elves. He kind of has a thing, I guess, for them. So if you spend too much time with him, he might try to woo you. You get what I'm saying?
There's a lot of people that have things for elves.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I can't really say the same for myself. I'm Ironforged. We don't really get those kind of meatbag urges. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
He gives you like a kind of a nod of the head and says, "Well, I'm gonna stay over here, have a drink, then I'm gonna go back for the fight. But like I said, just try and steer clear of him. If you get any info on him, anything that can lead to some solid evidence, that's what I need to bring him in."
Of course. I do have one question for you.
Ask away.
In your times studying him, you've confirmed more or less that he does deal in Ironforged. Have any of them been, sentient, aware?
Oh yeah, 110%. Problem is that I don't have any hard evidence, and they won't just take my word for it. They know I don't like him, and they're saying that I'm just trying to bring down a working class man. You get what I'm saying? So because of that, I need hard evidence to bring him in. Things other than just, I saw him sell X and Y to X and Y. But the guy's doing it. He's selling anything and anyone that he can get his little grubby hands on. Awakenine forged, stolen non-Awakenine forged, elves, Cyans, even seen him sell a few of those Usarians himself. I heard him over talking to you about your the fighter. I got a concern that he may be trying to sell the guy.
I won't let that happen.
Yeah, I won't let that happen either if I've got anything to say about it. You notice then he kind of reaches into like his jacket, and you can see there's clearly a light Magitech pistol kind of tucked into his jacket, and he kind of taps on it and says, "Yeah, I ain't gonna let him do that. If I can stop him from selling another person and put him behind bars, that's what I'm gonna do."
And to that, I would look to the floor and say, people like him don't deserve to go behind bars.
Hey there, little missy. I'm not judge, jury, and executioner here. I just take people in.
No, but, you know.
If I kill him, I'm as bad as him.
I'm not seeing how that's the case.
I'm not gonna let him bring me down to committing a crime like that. I may not be the cleanest cop on the branch, but doesn't mean I'm gonna let myself get dirty just for him.
Well, I guess that's the difference between you and me.
Well, we can work together if you want to, but there's no way I'm gonna kill that guy. He needs to spend the rest of his life behind bars. He needs to live a life where the people tell him when to go out to the yard. The people tell him when to go and eat, so he can see what it's like for all those people that he sold into slavery.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. Chances are he'll just buy his way out, though.
Well, if I can stop his money flow, if I can make sure that all his little assets get taken away from him, then all he'll have to enjoy is the four walls of a prison cell.
I appreciate the optimism, and I'm going to put a hand on his shoulder and say, I don't have that same optimism anymore, but, you know, I could still use your help, and I'm sure my friends could use your help too.
Well, like I said, I'm more than willing to help anyone out to bring him down, but I ain't gonna cross that line, you dig?
I dig.
Puts hand on shoulder, breaks neck. He gives you the nod, and then he looks over to Raymond, who he sees is kind of looking over there, and he says, "Yeah, I'm gonna head back over now. The guy's looking over here. He probably starting to get worried about what's going on. So you have a good night and enjoy the fight, but please stay safe. If you need me, call that number."
Will do.
Dick is then going to make his way back to his seat.
As he's walking away, I'm just going to pull out the card, look at it again, and be like, fucking Clarence.
Clarence, yeah, there's Clarence. Clarence Killington. That's his name. His friends call him Dick.
No, they don't, because he doesn't have friends.
He does. He has some.
No, he doesn't.
He does. I've said he actually has friends. They're not great friends, but they're friends.
Stop projecting.
He has no friends. Especially no friends that call him Dick.
He does, but he doesn't realize that they're not calling him that to mean detective.
Oh.
But yeah, so your iron-forged police detective friend has now returned to his seat, as has Raymond's other wife. And you now know that there is in fact a detective that is willing to try to bring Raymond down, and Raymond has informed you that the Tzion Police Department is split into two groups: people that are too cowardly to bring him in, and people that he is just straight paid off. And unless he can get real hard evidence to prove what he's doing, he can't take him down. But he knows firsthand that he has seen Raymond selling slaves and selling specifically awoken iron forged into slavery.
Alrighty, good info to have.
It is, yeah.
I guess to skip forward real quick, because I don't have any other specific things that I would like to do.
Okay.
Because I don't know that I want to go back up to speak to anybody else up there, just for fear of Mr. Molesty.
Yeah.
Mr. Molesty with his infinitely small testes.
Infinitely small testes, small penis, and 5 wives.
I'm gonna just kind of walk around and try to do my best to sweet talk my boy Freyr, and sweet talk them into making bets for him, and then
Okay, make me 3 performance checks and 3 persuasion checks. Okay, so
We got less soul on Freyr as time went on.
so you sell a first person, and the first person makes their way over and puts like quite a chunky bet on Freya. The second person kind of feels he's not quite sure, but your persuasion kind of gets the better to him, and he's like, you know what? Fine, I will, but I'm not gonna like put my life savings on him. They go up and they put like 10 credits on him. The last one though, the performance doesn't sell it enough. The person, they don't go and place the bet, but kind of after they're sitting there and the fight starts and they're like, kind of wish I had now, but I don't know. He looks like he's dancing around too much. He's getting buyer's remorse on not betting on Freya, and ultimately when Freya wins the fight, he's there like, fuck, I should have put a bet on him. Oh well.
He wasn't even fighting seriously for 80% of that fight.
Yeah. So he after seeing the results of the fight and remembering how you were trying to sell it to him, he feels really bad about not putting money on. So we will then go back to where time leaves us. I would say you'd be back there.
Or just called out all the gangs and corporations.
I should probably do a roleplay response to that. I was going to be right back again, but I will.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, like, you can be right back first.
Yeah, you could be right back first if you want to, and we can do some of the other little bits, and then we can return to you. Not a problem for me.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I haven't eaten today. And
No. You eat first. That's fine.
Damn it, Alex.
He got food. That was when she first BRB'd.
Yeah.
But let me put because you were there with them. And Hector had actually was making his way over here. But we'll go to... So 17. You were like with wanting to speak to Elena, I believe. But you were up there. Flipnork is with you. Adonis is kind of hanging around there post-fight. So do as you would do. It's your time to shine a bit.
It's your time.
I would make my way over to Elena and push her out of the wheelchair.
Okay.
No!
Sleight hand or strength check, please choose.
Like, this is mine now.
Clothesline.
I want to sit down.
Just like rocketing
wanna
through the air
experience the
into a
sensation
clothesline.
So yes, you're over there with Flipnork and Eleanor.
God.
So, I know you've been kind of sitting over here by yourself, and I wanted to come and see if everything was okay. I know you were concerned when they were taking me away to inspect me, and I do appreciate that. But I did want to come and check on you as well to see if everything is okay with you.
I'm not used to this many people.
There are a lot.
I'm not even used to our group of peoples.
Thankfully, I'm so personable.
There are a lot of people. That's true. I guess you can take comfort in the fact that the majority of them won't even acknowledge the fact that any of us actually exist.
Whoa.
We're not important to them. So you can take comfort in being insignificant, I suppose.
Flipnork looks almost like you hurt his feelings, even though you weren't talking to him.
And you look at him and go, "Oh shit, I forgot you were there."
Yeah.
Well, see, I can totally understand why Flipnork would be offended by that for someone whose goal is to make everyone be the best, to know that I'm telling someone that it's best that they're insignificant would be extremely counterproductive to their goal.
It would be.
So I could totally understand why he would be offended by that.
Elena's just gonna give him a little pat on the head with a tentacle and just go, I know we should also be, I suppose, socializing.
I'm always a big fan of that.
We
jump
can
right in. Actually, no, Elena thinks about for a second. No, John, don't jump right in. Don't jump right in.
You're right. We should go talk to everyone.
Like, she just saw all the possibilities rushing in her skull, and she's like, oh no!
Like, Flipnork just grabs your wheelchair and starts walking us around. And just
Oh,
saying hi to
God.
everyone.
That would be great if just taking hold of the wheelchair meant she lost control of it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
She had me taken where she was taken.
He's lifting it with her in it. He's like, oh god. He's like doing reps.
Jesus. All of that was very scary.
Well, you're the one who brought up socializing. Is there anyone you see around here that you want to attempt to interact with?
She's just gonna glance to her right, and she'll turn pinker and be like, oh. But you are okay, by the way. What happened down there?
Can I do like, how obvious is the turning pink?
It's pretty damn obvious. Like, she's going from like a palish pink with purple hues to like a bright pink.
Okay.
Why are you laughing, Alex? What did you think of something dirty?
No, I didn't do anything.
That's so convincing.
I actually didn't. There's just something written by Elena.
Oh, wait, let me zoom the fuck in.
What does that say? Oh, shut up! Damn it, Hex.
I didn't write that.
Who did write that?
I don't know, but I thought it was funny.
It's funny, but I didn't write it.
Kara?
I wish I did.
What?
Pink is the loneliest color?
Okay, so you have noticed her pinkening out.
A statement I never thought I'd hear.
Yeah.
I ask, what is it? No. Why are you blushing? Are you embarrassed about something?
Like, you're just gonna see some of the tentacles cover her eyes and be like, please, do not do this.
If you're feeling nervous, just remember to do your lifts with your tentacles.
Elena's not even going to respond to that.
I'm asking truthfully, what is there that she could be embarrassed about?
As I said, I'm not used to being around people. It was usually just me and my parents sometimes. But
Did your parents teach you squid stuff?
my parents are elves like me.
Did they teach you to shoot ink?
That doesn't. Wait. That doesn't answer my question, though.
No. But
Could have been very inkly elves. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Can I make a perception to see who it was that Elena actually looked at and got embarrassed by?
Well, first and foremost, Elena, do you know who actually yell? Perhaps maybe they had lots of tattoos. Inky elves, says Tara. I love it. Elena, do you know who you looked at and made you blush before I let them do a perception check?
Yes.
Okay, right. So yes. So Elena, roll me a stealth check. Kara, as 17, roll me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Oh. So, Elena, please tell the class who you looked at.
She looked at the same person she kind of like looked at in the beginning.
Which is?
That doesn't fucking answer anything.
Ping the person.
Yeah.
Oh, so she looks at the
the fuck
leader of the Seven Dragons.
Okay.
She looks at Owari Nobunaga.
Who the fuck is typing?
I think it's just someone clicking.
Yeah, it was me clicking to move the characters.
Okay, because somebody is writing shit.
Excuse you, all of my writings are perfect.
Oh, yeah. No, but yeah. So you would have noticed that she had looked over towards the kind of kimono wearing individual in the stands who is talking to Nodachi, who kind of you're aware is Nobunaga, the leader of the Seven Dragons.
I would ask Elena if she finds him attractive, and that is why she's embarrassed.
Do you have a crush? I can like send notes for you subtly if you want.
Passing notes in class.
No!
I appreciate the Shark Man passing notes to the obviously very Japanese-orientated Nobunaga man who will look at him and go, shark fin.
All I can think of is the fucking Simpsons episode where Lisa has a fucking Millhouse pass the note to Nelson and Nelson beats the shit out of Millhouse.
But what I'm going to do is, so you've been asked by Flipnork, do you want me to pass notes to him? And people are saying, oh, do you like him? And I'm going to leave you on that one for a second, and we're going to go over to Frere. I'm going to buy you some time. So Frere, you are over by the bar. What are you doing over by the bar?
Frere will go over to the bar and essentially like lean up against it, like with his back leaned up against it, and like arms kind of crossed and folded because he has said his piece and essentially is just like now let's see who takes the bait. Essentially,
you would notice that the first person that takes the bait is Hector, who comes over to you and says, "Are you okay? You kind of took a bit of a beating at the beginning of that."
And Frere would touch the gash on his chest, the fairly deep gash, because that was a nat 20.
Yeah.
And we'll touch it a bit, and oh yeah, Fer got pretty beat up because he didn't fight. Like,
yeah, for the first few turns, he didn't
Really?
fucking
Yeah.
fight. He just let the guy stab him,
I was
and the
thinking
guy
dodge
like
action.
nat critted, did a full action surge to attack him.
You still won?
Yeah,
He did.
because we had the anime moment where I raged and went plus ultra.
Yeah, and then he just demolished the shit out of him. Bear in mind, so behind the scenes, you were basically fighting a level 5 fighter character who was a champion.
Yeah, so he was critting on 19s.
Yeah, and he crit on you.
Yeah, which just happened to be my AC. So
Yeah. But yeah, so Hector's inquiring, are you okay?
Fer will touch, and you'll notice that Fer is still like smiling. Whether how much of a forced smile it is, he is said, and because of what he has said, he's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna do this for right now. I said I'm gonna live rather than survive, and so I'm gonna try and at least like keep a smile on my face to let people know that I'm not like worried about shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll look at Hector with his bear smile and just be like, I'm actually better than I was. I don't have all the answers, but I don't think I ever will. But like that, Max was he was someone, and he'll close his bear paw.
Yeah.
It's just like he helped me start living, and I'll make sure to at least honor his memory to continue and to continue on my life, so that his death is at least was meaningful.
Yes, it was rather troublesome, I guess, and horrific that Nodachi, I don't know his name, like just killed his fighter like that. That was I didn't think that was going to be something that would happen in here. As he's saying that, good old Uncle Raymond takes a big like puff on his cigar and says, "Yeah, that's the 7 dragons for you. They're willing to cut any ties. You know what I mean? If they see weakness and they don't see a reason to have that weakness or a reason to forgive it, they just get rid of it." He then makes his way straight up to you, Freya, and holds out his left hand, which is a robotic, augmented hand, and says to you, "You may know me. My name's Raymond Costelliano. I'm interested in your proposal."
Frere looks down. How tall is this man?
This man is 6'2".
Okay, so he is smaller than the Frere.
Yeah.
Frere will kind of just respond like, "Oh, no handshakes for now. Handshake got me into the trouble of this place. But perhaps we can talk some more before we, engage in such a nice commonality. It's a shame that this place had to go and sour what I used to like to do."
That's fine by me. You don't want to shake your hands right now? That makes sense. Well, instead of shaking hands, how about you let me get you a drink so that we can talk over that drink? How about that?
And Frere's kind of like, he looks at Hector and is like, "Can my friend stick around too?"
Raymond looks him up and down and says, "Not sure if this is the type of conversation that a Justicar wants to listen to." Hector looks at you and is like, "I can go if you would rather discuss things without my presence."
Frere would put his arm around Hector's shoulders. I was like, "Unfortunately, my declaration wasn't just to break my own chains and to become the strongest there is. It was also to break my friend's chains, and this just happens to be one of them. As I look to make new relations and make new friends and such, the things I do for the requests we ask of each other," and gestures to Raymond as well as himself, "will inevitably affect my friends as well."
Well, fine for now, but Don't you go sprouting any of that positivity Psy-Mage bullshit to me, Justicar. I'm not here to talk about that.
I'm a nihilist.
Ector kind of just looks and is like, I wasn't planning on doing that anyway, but okay, I guess. Raymond moves his way to Freya's side and calls for the barman to come over. The barman does come over and he says, Mr. Freya, what can I get you?
And Freyr looks at Freyr's. I imagine Freyr does not partake in the alcoholic beverages. At least he never really had because he just never had the money for it. Is there a menu?
The barkeep goes, yeah, there's hold on. Places a data slate on the table, presses a button, and a holographic menu appears, and you can scroll it by moving your finger up and down. It has a range of different alcoholic beverages, but it also has has on the tap water. It has different brands of sodas, different brands of juices. Even has milk on there for some reason. But there's a bunch of stuff on there.
I'll do the classic. It's a classy yet not expensive drink.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll order the mojito.
So you see Galatean mojitos, and the barman kind of gives you a nod. Raymond kind of gives you a funny look, puts his cigar back in his mouth, and says, "And for me, I'll have give me some of that Oberex whiskey, the good one though, the 12-year one, not the 10." The barman gives a bit of a bow and goes and gets your drinks. So tell me, Freya, why is it that you toyed with that other fighter for so long? Huh?
And Freya would just kind of like look at his hands and is just like, well, a lot of things changed my perspective about a lot of things recently, and I joined this place in a bad spot, essentially. I wasn't thinking clearly, and I had begun questioning why it is that I did do what I do and did what I did. Actually, I owe quite a bit to Max, the other fighter, because while we danced around and tried to put on a show, though his acting was a little rough around the edges, and that might have cost him his life, he did help me figure out at least the steps I need to take to do what I need to do, because I don't fully know who I am, but I know what I need to do so that certain things never happen again, if you catch my drift.
I get what you're saying, Yusarian, but I can tell you what you are. You're a born fighter, that's what you are. He kind of gestures at you with the cigar. You're a bona fide natural killing machine, that's what you are.
And Frer's like, he looks at me, he's like, that's true. I have weapons at my disposal that allow me to fight better. But, you know, there are certain questions to ask about why one fights, what drives a person.
Oh, that's clear. It's to be the top of the food chain, to be the best, to prove that you're the strongest that there is, and that everyone else just belongs below you.
Frer's like, to a degree, that's what I've understood too, is that in order to live, in order for me and my friends to live without being weighted down, to become as strong as the cosmic dragons that I saw as a child, that's a key. The other key is, as well, looks at kind of gestures to the group around here and then looks up at the ceiling. There's a lot of people here that, well, I'm sure they want to have a future as much as I do. They want to live as much as I do as well.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful, lad. Listen, those people will stab you in the back without hesitation to take your seat at the table, trust me.
And then Freyr kind of smiles and he's like, Well, that's the point. If they even attempt that, that just fuels my goals, because if I die, then I wasn't meant to be the strongest. But if I continue to win, continue to thrive, continue to live, continue to get supported by those that want to stay at their positions on the top, because I don't need to be the strongest here in Tzion. Tzion is too small.
That's a man with vision like me. Zion's just another pebble in the beach. You get what I'm saying? It's just a part of the grander thing. You don't want to be the strongest in Tzion. You want to be the strongest in the whole system, the strongest in the whole fucking galaxy.
And the support of people that feel comfortable and content staying in their positions here. I have no issue. I have no problem with leaving them as they are, as long as they don't pop up on my radar too much.
See, that's where you gotta let Uncle Raymond take you under your wing, big guy, because you can't let that happen. You can't let them stay on their places, because sooner or later they'll look at you and they'll say, "Why is he eating from my plate?" And they'll try to take your plate from you. That's one lesson you gotta learn, Freya. If you take the top position, if you become the top dog, you don't let all the others just do what they're doing. You have to make them your bitch.
Frere kind of smiles and is like, and that's why one of my first steps is getting some level of in with everyone here. If I become a useful person to all of them, and then inevitably find a way to Myra.
You don't want anything to do with that bitch, trust me.
And Frere smiles and is like, I spend a lot of time with what a lot of people would call a bitch.
So do I, mate. Have you seen my wives?
Toxx sneezes. and Frere's like, the key important part is where's the line on these gangs where they want to, where they think you're a threat, and then you're too much of a nuclear deterrent to touch.
I'ma tell you, I'ma help you out, because I can tell that you got a lot of potential. I'm gonna set it to you straight. 13s, they're gonna come over at you and be like, "Oh, help us protect our little shitty neighborhood." Trust me, you don't want anything to do with them. They don't think big enough. They think about New Harlem and that's it. They don't let their mind expand. And worse than that, they're too stuck in their morals to want to be able to try new things. So if they come over, they're just going to hold you down. They're just going to limit your mind. They're just going to keep you stuck in one place, and you're never going to move forward.
Grimnack closes his fist. Or Grimnack, Flubnor.
7 dragons, they got some potential, but the problem with them is they're a bit too bound to that little code of theirs. Yeah, they stick to it a bit too much, and that holds them down. They're expanding though, it's good, and if you were a betting man like myself, I would bet that those 13s stuck in their little shithole, they won't be around much longer if the 7 dragons are really serious about taking new ground. Yeah.
Oh, you're saying?
No, go on.
Frere's kind of he looks around as he follows what he says, and then Frere kind of just smiles, and he's just like, well, you see, I need. It might sound a little too ambitious or too much of a mouthful, maybe for your taste at least, but I do see potential for those that are stuck code to honor and to their morals. They're people that I can what's the word? I can essentially work with that, and as long as they are truly that stuck to their moral and their codes, their honor, essentially, they're people that, given enough time, given enough situations, enough reliability, enough help, they're people that could end up just ever so wonderfully supporting me without them even realizing it.
Trust me, Freya. You don't want anything to do with people being held back by those little things. Honor, morality, these are chains that just hold you down. You want to break them and you want to move forward and be the true killer that you really are. They just hold you back.
Fair says they can, but my own morals and emotions, my own code, my own promises are what's a big part of this ambition. And without those, I wouldn't be much more than just a monster. And I'm not a tool nor a monster anymore. I've growing past that. I'm becoming more.
Yeah.
He'll look at Raymond and just say, I can see a future where you and I can help each other. We can be allies, and should you ever need me, I could help you out, and should we ever need you, we may call upon your services as well. Understand that as I continue to grow, I was once a slave, and rumors on the chopping blocks is that you sell quite a bit.
I procure people, but I only procure the weak. You get what I'm saying?
Frere nods and says, "I was once weak." And looks at Raymond and basically just says, "Just be careful. There's a lot of people that want to kill slavers. I know firsthand experience. Whether or not you're a slaver, be careful while dealing with those people. You'll never know where the words get back to. Also, should we ever do things, my own personal vendettas and codes, understand that I'm not just looking for a business deal. I'm looking for what you would consider maybe a chain as friends, allies. That's what I need as I gather and gain support as I grow stronger."
I don't need friends or allies. I need a partner. That's what I see you as, Freya. My partner.
Looks at Raymond and is like, I won't deal in people, but if you have any requests for things, you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of deal. So I'm not going to collect people for you, I'm not going to move people for you, but if someone's giving you trouble and causing you, giving you misgivings, I will gladly, talk to them.
Well, tell you what then. If that's the case, I might have a little job for you. You do it for me, I'll give you plenty of money in those pockets of yours. Nothing to do with any procurement of people, per se. But I will say there's this one cop that's got it in for me, you see. Seems a bit obsessed with me, if I'm completely honest with you. Thinks I don't notice him when he's tailing me, but, the guy sticks out like a sore thumb. Has a problem with the fact that I, legally, I might add, sell iron forged. Got it into his little circuits that I so awakened, and won't let go. See, the other people in the police force, they know that what I'm doing isn't strictly illegal, so they can't touch me. But him, he's all obsessed with trying to bring me down. Yeah, I think I've got one of his cards. He rifles through his pockets and takes out an identical card that Toxx has received from Detective Inspector Clarence Killington, and hands it over to you. Yeah, here it is. I knew I found one of these things skulking around. He's the Iron Forge in the audacious jacket. I wouldn't mind if maybe something happened to him.
Frere will look over at the Iron Forged, and he'll look back at Raymond, and is he giving Frere the card?
Yes, he's giving you the card.
Frere will pocket the card, and will basically just be like, Well, I can see what I can do about your headache.
That'll be a big deal for me, and like I said, I would make sure that your pockets were compensated for all your troubles, and then maybe if you need a bit of a favour from Uncle Raymond, you give me a call and I can help you out. As you said, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. He takes his drink off of the table and just takes a big, massive gulp of it, and you see that he starts to move away. But as he does, he says, "You ever need me, you could find me here, or simply speak to some people on the streets, black market. They know how to contact me, and you can find me. But I know you mentioned about that worry about people coming after slavers. I wouldn't worry about that. I had my run-ins with those people, and I've put many of them in the ground." You then notice that he moves his jacket open to show you something, and if you follow where his hand is, you notice that on his belt he has like a little key ring, and the key ring seems to be a series of decapitated elf ears.
Cool. Farah will pick up his mojito. Does the mojito have a straw?
It does have a straw and has a little umbrella.
Cool. Farah will pick out the umbrella and put it in Ector's hair. and he'll take a sip out of the bendy straw. And we'll say, I'll keep that in mind too if I get word of anything else.
He starts to make his way over from you, and as he is heading away, he bumps into this individual that's come over to you, and gives him a glare down and tells him to watch where they're going. This isn't New Harlem. You don't just bump into important people in here. And stumbles off, and this individual comes up towards you.
So as Raymond starts getting out of earshot, Fur will whisper into Ector's ear and say, "We're not going to kill that cop."
Ector, still with the umbrella in his hair, giving a weird look to you, says, "Why did you put this in my hair?"
And he's just like, I don't know. I think the color would look good in your white hair. It would stick out more.
And then we're going to pull away from you, and we're going to go back to the 17 group, including Toxx. So, Toxx, if there's anything you want to do, you want to get involved with that group or anything, please feel free. But, Elena, you were asked the question of, do you have a thing for the leader of the 7 dragons?
But before she can reply, he's just going to be like, I'm looking at him, and honestly, I can kind of see it. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, dog, but I feel like I can hear wedding bells.
Oh my god.
Flipnork is the truest of bros. I will say that.
He is the truest of bros.
This is Elena's reply.
Let's zoom out. Let's see.
This is Elena's reply.
No,
right
she
now.
has to actually reply.
Yeah, you have to actually reply. You can't say that this image is how he replies. I want you to actually tell me.
No, I'm still going into it. I was just saying, like, that is her face right now. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
And she's just gonna nod her head embarrassedly and just be like, "Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god."
Why are you embarrassed? What is there to be embarrassed about?
She'll pause for a minute and just, because she's still got the raspy voice right now, because like her voice has been so out of use for so long.
Before she has a chance to reply, I actually ask, is it because you're an illithid?
Oh.
She gets a little bit sad about that for a second, but she's gonna be like, It's part of it, I guess. And before she can go on, she just stops talking out loud because it's really hard for her.
Mhm.
So she'll just send via sending stone to Flipnork and 17.
What does she send?
She's gonna be like, the only crushes I'm used to having are in books. And I'm not like Toxx or you or Freya or Flipnork. I'm not somebody would want.
Hand on 17's shoulder. Young love is so beautiful, dog. Actual tears.
I look at Elena confused for a moment.
Okay, who keeps fucking typing?
It's not me. I'm not typing.
It's legit
I'm
not
not.
me. I'm not even touching the keyboard.
Alex.
But continue. Continue. Continue.
Aggressive, angry typing.
I look at Elena confused. I can't even look confused. I don't even have a face.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, don't you have a face of sorts?
No, look
Not-
at the image.
Well,
It's hard to tell if there's
she-
a mouth on that image or
well,
not.
she have a face. She has a face. It doesn't emote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at her, and I'm like, "What do you mean, like me? No one has wanted me."
And
No,
she'll.
welcome back.
Welcome back.
But then it isn't. Then who is it?
Just don't worry about it. Focus on the moment.
Okay, sorry.
It's fine.
Because that typing is getting me distracted.
I don't know where that's coming from.
But she'll go, I don't see why they wouldn't. You're great. You can fight. You can do a lot of different things, and you're better at a lot of this stuff than I am.
But most people that I come across still just view me as just a machine. They don't view me as a person. They don't view me as an equal. Nah, they view me as a thing.
And Elena will go, you're not a thing, though. You're 17.
You're a bro.
You can say that all you want, but
Flipnork ignored.
no, it's you in the general sense, meaning both of you.
Okay.
But it's happened with both of you. Neither one of you have at times treated me like an equal.
Oh.
I didn't mean for it to come off like that. And I'm sorry if it did. I view you as a complete equal.
I'm not like the other squints.
God damn it. And she'll go, I'm not used to interacting with others. I don't know how to make things a lot clearer. I'm great with words.
Sounds like both of you need a pep talk. He's kind of looking around as if he's expecting them to say no, honestly.
I don't need a pep talk. I just need to be seen for who I am, not what I was.
I'm very sorry if it came off that I didn't see you for who you are. And if I come off that way, I want you to let me know. I'm gonna get a lot of things wrong. You guys are the only people I've interacted with since my parents.
Melania, I'm gonna help you build your brain muscles. You got that?
Looks at him and sigh mage.
That's good. That's good. Looks in 20 intelligence score. What the fuck are you talking about?
yeah, exactly. Looks at 17, and he's like, "And I'm gonna help you." But how do I help a robot build muscle mass?
I told you we don't like to be called robots.
Sorry, you're right. You did say that. My apologies.
I think first and foremost, we need to take Elena over and introduce her to Nobunaga, and just leave her there, breaking her wheelchair as we go.
Elena's just gonna freeze like a deer caught in the headlights.
Let's go.
Like if you look at her face, you'd be able to tell inwardly she is panicking.
He grabs whatever constitutes handles on this wheelchair and starts pushing.
Roll me
my
God.
an athletics, please.
Oh my god.
I tell Elena
Me or
You, because you're
Okay.
pushing. You said you're pushing the wheelchair.
I tell Elena as this is happening, the worst that
Real
can
bad.
happen is he just doesn't acknowledge you, which he's already not doing.
Jesus! It was meant to be! Right.
Discus tossed scissor.
Just shot puts the elephant into...
he grabs the wheelchair and he starts spinning like Donkey Kong and throws.
Yeah.
As this
He
is
releases.
happening, Elena is gonna grab 17's. Okay, is your left one the crab arm or the regular arm?
We'll say right arm.
Okay, so she grabs the regular arm and goes and just says, "Don't you dare leave me."
So where would you like to push Elena's wheelchair, Flipdog?
I mean, where would I
Off
like
the
them
cliff.
to? Where would I like them to land? You mean? No, I'm kidding. I will push.
No, it's fine. Just ping where you want them to go.
Yeah. So the guy's over there. So I'm gonna say, here.
Okay, so you push the wheelchair over to there.
Oh God.
Yeah, you push the wheelchair over to there. You would notice as you get closer to that, this woman steps in the way and looks at Elena, looks at Flipnork, looks at 17. So I'm gonna boost this woman up. You notice this is a rift elf. Like this is an elf. The image doesn't have elf ears. She looks at you and says, "I'm sorry. Do you think you're going somewhere?"
Hi. We're just coming to check on things.
And what makes you think that you and the Illithid can come over here and check on things?
That's a bit of a derogatory way to refer to it, but I get it.
I referred to her as her species name. How is that derogatory?
I just meant maybe the tone, but maybe I'm misinterpreting. It's okay.
Maybe you're misinterpreting where you're allowed to go.
Oh. 17. I don't know if we went the right direction.
I'm pretty sure that Myra runs this place, not the Seven Dragons.
Oh god.
So we have just as much free reign to go where we please.
Hey, Sailor Sapien, rein your toaster in.
Now, see, I would never say that one to you. That's too much.
Well, thank you for that. But I still speak the truth. Myra runs this place. You don't.
I don't care who runs this place. I care about keeping riffraff like you and the Sailor Sapien and Illithid away from my boss. So why don't you take your friend, turn around their chair, and fuck off?
Some serious bad vibes around here, jeez.
There are some serious bad vibes.
I'm so glad you went along with that.
You would notice that as this person's talking, Nodachi sees what's going on, turns around and makes his way over here and says, I'm sorry, is there a problem here?
No, our friend just wanted to introduce herself to your leader, and she was a bit nervous in that, so we wanted to come and escort her here, and we were just passing through.
Wanted to be supportive.
I will pass your introduction along. Move away.
Oh. I have a feeling that's as far as... Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
you go ahead.
necessarily think that you have room to bark orders, given that you were already threatened once.
Kara's characters are always so good at arguing against situations that we're out of our depth in.
Nodachi takes a hold of the handle of his phase katana and looks at you, 17, and says, I'm sorry, I don't remember seeing you being able to move around either, so how about you walk away with your companions? I've already said to you I will pass your introduction along.
Something tells me that if we don't move along, I'm gonna end up as minced Nork meat.
No, you're gonna end up as sushi.
All three of you roll me an Arcana check.
Oh,
Lord.
fancy.
Fancy schmancy. Arcana.
Ooh, yeah, it makes sense that Eleanor would get this. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. So, this individual here, I'll boost them up, has made their way into the fray, and Elena, the moment they step close to you, you feel intense, painful mic feedback in your brain.
Ooh.
Like, you feel that in your head. It hurts. Like something or someone is putting out a psionic field that is so intense that you're feeling it in your head. Flipnork, you don't get this. 17, you don't get this either. You do see this weird individual kind of slink their way over next to Nodachi and this woman. But you don't get this feeling. But Elena, you get this in your head really powerfully, really painfully.
Elena will grimace, but she's gonna actually speak up. Oh god, I don't want to do this.
Just shut up. Hi, Nobunaga, I'm your biggest fan.
Oh my god. Shut up!
Japanese senpai daddy, please!
I'd get on my knees, but
I could be your ambition.
I'd get on my knees and present the ring, but that presents a challenge for my legs.
But please, Elena, you said you wanted to speak up. Please speak up.
I forgot now.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. You wanted to speak
No,
up. Speak up.
I did. I
Okay,
forgot.
I'm putting you on the spot. Speak up.
God.
Think of something then. Putting you on the spot.
You got 30 seconds on the clock.
No clock. That would make it
No
worse.
clock. That's too far. No clock.
She's gonna think back to what Freyr said and what Hector said they should do. As you go look a little bit at Flipnork and 17 and go, oh shit. We would like to speak to your leader about any misunderstanding that had occurred with our friend Freyr, the one who was in the ring.
Nodachi speaks up and says, so you're companions of the bear.
Yes.
Elena, as you say that, the intense humming in your brain starts to get worse. Roll me a con save at disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
If you pass out, we're leaving you here.
Your eyes begin to bleed as you feel something in your head. Do me a favor. See your intelligence score? Drop it by 1.
Is this permanent?
I'm not saying if it is or not, but drop it by 1.
Gosh. Oh no.
And as that happens, you start to hear a voice in your head. Leave now. You're not wanted here. Your presence offends us. You only hear that in your head. No one else hears that, just you, Elena. And your eyes are starting to bleed. It is the 17. Roll me a perception check. Yeah, you notice that Elena's eyes are bleeding.
Okay.
Actually, Kara, if I could do this.
Yeah, go first.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna say because of 17 and Flipnork and what they've been doing with her, Elena's not gonna budge.
Okay.
This is a choice.
She's gonna look at this one and go, if you're offended by us, that is your own problem. You would please like to speak to your boss and maybe discuss things.
Oh, there's a lot of fellas showing up.
Okay, hold on. Right.
Oh,
Group over here. Roll me initiative.
Oh, fuck.
No!
Oh, fuck.
I shouldn't have done this. Fuck.
I wanted to point out that there's a Toxx as well, because you're over here. Like the fucking evil creature that is forcing you to make con saves and reducing your skill, is over there. Right, let me sort this out, because I need to open up the sheets, because I didn't think you were gonna actually trigger this. But you did, so...
Oh no. I'm so sorry. I will never do this again.
It's fine.
No, it's fine.
it's not.
It is fine. It is fine. You made the decision and you stuck with it.
Fox doesn't have a weapon.
Right, so let me...
This is, well, we might get banned from being invited into the arena.
Here's the thing. I don't think we should fight.
I don't think we have that option anymore.
I
Yeah,
think
we
we
do.
do.
Right.
You have to disengage.
Right, Toxx. You see that there is something very heated going on over there. You see that there is some kind of confrontation about to happen. What do you do?
Alright. I will approach slowly.
Call Hector and Freyr.
Hey. Let Toxx do what Toxx wants to do.
Head down, kind of subservient. That's still playing that role. And I will look to my friends.
You're idiots.
And I will kind of put my hands out and put myself between these ones and them.
Yeah.
And I'll say, please stand down. These people are of considerable importance compared to you.
Roll me a
Oh!
That's a way to phrase it.
Roll me a persuasion check, please. Okay.
That's actually not bad.
That's your action. Is there any bonus actions you want to do, or is that kind of it?
That's just kind of what I'm doing. I'm interposing and acting like I don't know them.
Okay. 17. It's your turn. What do? You've seen Toxx do this. But how do you act? You see that there are a bunch of people around you that seem very hostile.
Given the path that Elena was attempting to go,
Oh no! Don't follow
I
me.
do
I'm an
try
idiot.
and back that up, stating that we are not here to fight. We are companions with the Ursarian.
Mhm.
We did just want to come over and talk about the incident that happened and try and smooth things over so that there is no misunderstandings. That is all we came over to do.
Okay.
And things have just gotten a little too heated.
Roll me a persuasion check, please. That's really good. It is Nodachi's turn. Nodachi steps up towards you and draws the phase katana, but he does not strike. But he places it just beside your face and says, I understand what you're doing, but you and your companion should understand that we are not welcoming you here. You should take that on board and walk away while you can. And he is going to hold an action. The retainers all withdraw their swords and stare down all of you. They hold their action. Elena, it's your turn.
Oh,
Make
jeez.
me a con save. Your intelligence drops again by 1.
Oh my god.
Is there anything you would like to do though? You still get your turn. You still get to do whatever you want to do, okay?
Trying to think here. By the way, is what this person doing to me psychic damage?
They're not doing any damage to you.
Okay.
The blood. So the blood from your nose was me trying to flavor a warning that there was something happening to you.
Yeah.
And then the con saves were what that person is actually doing.
Shit. I don't know. Down. Am I gonna get killed? Christ.
You're not gonna get anyone killed.
By the way, Kara, what is 17th pronouns?
They.
Okay, that's what I thought.
See, you just wasted a good question for next time. You could have started off with that in the question round.
I'm trying. Okay, why you guys gonna make fun of me?
I'm just jesting.
By the way, 17 does not have a middle name.
I thought it was 86. I thought it was 86 was her middle name.
10.
Shit.
So far, we know that the quote unquote enemies have not actually done anything hostile towards you.
Yeah,
They
I'm
have
just
drawn
thinking.
weapons, yes, but that none of them have actually attacked you. Even though Dutchy himself has not attacked, he's just made it clear that, like, hey, you came over, you said your stuff, we asked you to walk away, you're the ones that have chose not to walk away. And we've had 2 very high persuasion checks. We had a 17 and a 22.
Yeah. Elena's gonna go. We only have respect for the 7 dragons, and we would really like to speak to your leader.
Oh.
Also, the toaster has a name. Not
Roll.
the toaster has a name. Hold on.
Fuck.
The Ironborn.
Ironforge.
Is that right? Ironforge
Yeah.
has a name. It's 17. Their name is 17, not its.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh God. Pray for me, folks.
Fingers crossed. I don't know why you did that at disadvantage, but
Okay.
I'll use the first. I used 10. Right, okay. Flipnork, it is your turn.
I can see that we've clearly gotten off on the wrong foot. Evidently, we may have overstayed our. No, we definitely overstayed our welcome. My apologies for my language. I apologize. We clear you. You were very courteous in saying that you would pass our message along. I'm sure if your boss chooses to take an interest, that he will or won't. And we should probably be heading on our way now. Dog.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh boy.
He kills you instantly.
Decapitation.
It's sushi time.
Oh my Rashindaru!
Zendatsu.
Okay, right, okay, so you say your piece, and then you hear the voice of the leader of the Seven Dragons boast from behind them, and he says, I can hear everything you're saying, and I want to be clear. While I accept your apologies, you need to understand that my retainers have asked you to respect our space, and you have not. You have provided hostility here. I will say that my retainers perhaps were overzealous in their protection of me and their duties. However, you are the ones that have also chose to remain here when your presence has been known to be not welcome. I will stay the hand of my retainers for now, but I ask that you respect that we do not want you here, and leave.
Okay. It's gonna slide the wheelchair around.
No. Hold on.
Or
It's not
not.
your turn yet.
Yeah.
Shit.
Let Eleanor say what she wants to say.
Oh shit.
I want to take it out of character for a moment.
Okay.
Do you think?
So
Do
none
you
of
think
this is
we
in character. This is all out of character.
Yeah.
Just letting people know. Clip.
Do you think we should maybe push it, like say our piece and then go, or no?
I think we're about to get X cut.
Don't rely on what we think. If you want to push it, then push it.
I need.
No.
Please help me.
You make a choice.
You make a choice, and then you live with that choice. I've made many choices, and
Yeah. That is the fun of what this is making what could be a very dumb choice and sticking with it.
because it would make sense for your character.
Yeah.
100%.
Do what honestly makes sense for your character. If your character would honestly respect what he has to say, because he did finally acknowledge us,
He did acknowledge you. Yeah, 100%.
and you want to respect what he had to say, and you're okay with leaving, then we'll leave. If Elena would honestly push the issue, then have Elena push the issue.
Fear.
There's much fear here.
If I die, I'm playing one of Raymond's wives.
Which one?
Madame Belfont, obviously.
I'm playing this one.
Oh, the board looking
Pongaroo.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, Betty!
Because I've already found her.
Yeah.
I've already found her art.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to die here.
Right. Okay. So, yeah. So, but But it's 100% on you. You can let's establish what we've learned. Let's take a moment so we can realize that this isn't actually a bad situation. So the plus sides of this is that we have a much better understanding of some of what the Seven Dragons are capable of. So let's look at what we've learned. We've learned that it definitely seems like Tanto and Adachi seem to be some kind of bodyguards for Nobunaga. We know that Nodachi is actually also the second in command, but now we also know that he's kind of there to protect Nobunaga as well. Tanto as well instantly jumped in when someone got too close as the protector. We also know that there is someone else that seems to be part of the Seven Dragons that seems to have some kind of anti-psionic ability. We know that we know that one of you, Eleanor, is having her intelligence drained by being this person just being around them. But what else do we know? No one else is affected by that. It's only Eleanor that's being affected by that. We know that Toxx is a Rift Elf, so technically has some psionic abilities, but isn't being affected. So we've learned. So even in the worst situation or the most dangerous situation, there is a lot that is learned. So you may be in a dangerous situation right now, but you haven't done the wrong thing. Because by playing to your character and what you would think you've done, you've gotten information that you would not have had any other way. There is no other way you would have learnt that, oh, the Seven Dragons seem to have some kind of person that can counter psionics. And they're very fiercely defendant of Nobunaga. So let's just count the fact that while we're in a scary situation, we've learnt things in that scary situation.
Yep.
Very scary situation.
That information could be extremely useful to the other gangs.
110%. Or even extremely useful in your own way of combating those gangs. Remember, one of the things that you wanted to do when you're in here is to learn as much as you can about the other gangs. And you have learnt a massive thing about the Seven Dragons.
I hate speaking up. Oh my god, why did I do this?
It's okay. Like I said, there's no other way you would have got that information though, unless you had somehow managed to get it from the Seven Dragons themselves by speaking up and acting in character. You've gained information that is very helpful to your entire group. Because now, guess what? When you leave this situation, you know, oh shit, the Seven Dragons have someone that can counter psionics. So if we ever get into a fight with the Seven Dragons, we need to deal with that fucker that counters psionics. Because we have at least two free psionics in the party, or people that have a psionic race. So guess what? Now we know, we ever get into a fight, fuck up that weird looking chick. Because she will
learned
fuck
a
us.
lot.
You've learned part of the matchup.
We learned part of the matchup, and I'm not going to give my opinion on the next move.
I mean, she's pretty hot. She can fuck me up anytime.
I knew that one was coming. I knew it.
That's a very different game.
She looks like she would fuck you up and be bored while doing it.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Okay, what's this guy's name again?
Nodachi.
Nodachi, okay. Elena will look at the others. Inwardly, she's panicking.
Mm-hmm.
Inwardly, I'm panicking. And go, we will take our leave and thank you for your actions. But one piece of advice.
Oh, fuck.
Freyr has no intention of taking Nodachi's place, nor wishes to. And he will climb like he said he would. A smart bet would be to ally yourselves with not only him, but us as well. And then she's going to send to Flipnork Let's get out of here.
Flipnork internally. I'm in danger.
As you have said your declaration, at the corner of the room, Nobunaga raises a sake cup and takes a drink from it, and out loud says, "I have already watched what the bear can do.
Jesus.
A dragon has no need to fear a bear, but a dragon also respects a bear's place in the wild. You have said your piece."
You haven't seen half of what that bear can do.
I haven't seen half of what that bear can do.
No,
We haven't even
Dachi.
seen the bear fly yet.
No, Dachi looks at Elena and says, "And you have no idea what we can do."
And the same could be said for you, Tess. While you may be a dragon. Okay, somebody help me think of something good to say, please.
We know at least
Please!
one thing that you can do.
What?
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Oh, wait, no, somebody help me think of something cool to say. While you
Some-
may be
No,
a dragon.
you've already failed.
Please.
You've already failed.
No,
You may
I'm
be a
trying.
dragon. I am a
No,
kraken.
no, come on, somebody
I
please
don't
help
know.
me.
I
out here.
don't know.
Oh,
I
no.
literally don't know.
I'm honestly.
I'm trying to think of words, but it's failing because I'm really nervous right now. Please.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine. It's okay.
I don't feel like I'm doing fine.
You are. You're doing
You've
fine.
done fine. Just leave it where it was left.
You
leave it
may
at the
be a
fact-
dragon, but we've got a Nork.
Oh, come on. Tara,
leave it
you're
at-
really good with words. Alex, you're really good with words. Help me
Caitlin.
out.
Oh, this is
I'm
this
really
is all
struggling.
you. This is all you. I can't say my piece because Frere will actually approach Nodachi later in this evening of fights.
You're gonna die.
No. He's gonna approach Nodachi and give him information
Ooh,
as
spicy.
a sign of goodwill.
Ooh.
He will give Nodachi information because he'd rather deal with people with codes and morals than with someone that only sees him as a killing machine and a
Yeah.
tool.
Yeah,
okay.
who literally referred to you as the thing that you're
But
trying
Alex,
not to be.
Alex, literally, I'm asking for your help and something to say. Please.
You may. So you started with you may be a dragon.
Yes.
You might. You would also want to allude to the fact that you have gotten bits and pieces of the fact that Frere's power is draconic as well, which means that he might see himself, and his goals are to also be something similar to a cosmic dragon, which most of you know are seen as mythological, almost as telling us that I think is like basically mythologically strong, like legend.
Yeah.
So you may want to allude to the fact that the bear may try and one day, like match that, and that you guys are there to support that, essentially.
Words, right words, please, God.
I believe in you. I believe in you. You can do this.
It'll only sound good if it comes out of how you word it. That's
yeah.
Oh God, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying
No,
here.
you're right. Hey. There's no need to say sorry. It's all good.
Yeah. Words are hard.
Well, especially in the moment, words can be especially in a scary moment where you generally think something bad might happen. It's very hard.
Real quick about Freyr's class. Like, how you got like a blessing from a dragon or something, or you
No,
just worship him?
So the Dracomaniac Barbarian basically, essentially, in the terms of Pokemon, Bagon wishes so hard that it can be a dragon that flies through the sky that it becomes Salamence.
Yeah.
That's essentially what a Dracomaniac Barbarian is that they crave and yearn to be as mighty and powerful as a dragon to the point where they actually begin getting draconic tendencies. They'll get their powers, they'll get powers, they'll get that the ability to fly, they get resistance, and they'll just get general draconic toughness, essentially. And Frere specifically, I imagine that when he was remembering things and made allusions to the cosmic dragons he saw, you guys would know that probably, and especially Toxx would know that Frere as a child, when he was first brought into slavery, saw a couple of cosmic dragons flying through space, and that's what's fueled this Dracomania, essentially.
It's a big deal, actually, that he saw them. Because very few people living can say that they've seen a star or a cosmic dragon.
It should also allude to that Frere has actually seen a cosmic dragon.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I got it.
I tried my best.
You did good. No, you did good. You did good.
How do you know you did great, honey?
Everyone's doing great. I'm real proud of everyone tonight.
That's real good. Yeah, Cara, that's real good. But
I didn't mean for that to come off as like weirdly talking down as it did. I generally am proud of everyone tonight.
No, it did. It did talking down. But kind of me wants to go with Cara's, but I'm gonna go with my own.
Go with your own. Go with your own. I believe in you.
Go with your gut. Go with your gut.
Also, where did Flipnort go?
He's right there.
He's right there.
Yeah, he's right behind
He
you.
didn't leave.
I can't see him anymore.
Yeah, because of the fucking bars. It's what it is.
He's a ghost shark.
Okay, yeah, you're under me right now. Okay.
The ghost shark.
She'll go. You might be a dragon now, but he's on his way to becoming one too, and he's been blessed with the sight of them before. And that'll be it. Oh God, get her out of there. Please God, get me out of there.
Oh, all of a sudden your wheelchair's not working.
God damn it, get me out.
It doesn't want to turn on.
So you would say that there's no real like clap back from them. You do see that Nobunaga is drinking more sake from that though. And then you can flee, and while I let you flee, we'll go back over to good old Flip, to good old Hector and Freya, who have now been seen by this individual that comes up towards Freya and raises up their hand in a fist-like motion and goes, "I saw what you did. You did really good in there. It's pretty ballsy to stand up to everyone like that, though."
And Frere matches the fist bump maneuver. And is just like, I've dealt a lot with gangs and slavers in my time, and like I said to Nodachi, I feel like a lot of gangs, at least gang leaders, really appreciate knowing where they stand.
Nah, I feel you. I know that over there with the 13s, we appreciate someone that's up front and says what they mean. But I gotta be honest with you, what the fucks were those? And she gestures to your bare feet.
And Frere's eyes get big and his ears tuck back, and he's like, "Those are my feetsies."
Yeah, but why are you not wearing any shoes? Like, why you just got your feet out? Like, what's with that, man?
Looks kind of good. Shoes are hard.
Don't worry, big guy. I can find you some decent shoes, man. I can't have you out here rocking your feet out like that.
Those are my feet.
My feetsies.
He's like, shoes are hard. I struggle to find shoes that fit. Also, the lightning damages them.
Okay, well listen, don't you worry about that. I know some people that can make some great shoes for you. We'll get them big, we'll make sure they're lightning resistant, we'll get them on you. Won't have you walking around with these Yeezy ass feet out, dude.
Oh
my God.
I feel that.
Well, thanks. Like, you don't mind.
Vicious mockery has been used.
Yeah. So you know my name, but well, what's yours?
Oh, I don't actually have a name, but like people keep calling me Four Leaf because I'm lucky. So.
That's a good name. I mean, the name I have is just, it's the only name I've ever had. I don't know who gave it to me. I assume my parents gave it to me, but you know how that goes.
Yeah, I didn't have any parents, so I don't know how that goes, but it's all cool.
Same, I don't remember my I was a slave since I was little, so it's I don't know who gave me my name, but I have it.
But listen, we need to talk though, because like I'm down to help you and down to work with you, but But we need to do something about all of this. She gestures to the fact that you're not wearing any clothes. Like, I get it. Like, I feel the whole barbarian thing. It's all good. It's all cool. But like, you got no drip here, dude.
And Fer just looks at his pants like I think my pants are pretty nice.
Nah,
No.
they're not it. They're not it. Like, she pops the collar of her jacket and goes, "This is it. This
That's drip
is
jacket.
it."
That's got the Supreme logo just on the back.
Yeah. And like, I get he's like all wearing that because like a religious garment, all that. And I get it. I like respect to you, dude. She like reaches out the fist bump towards Hector, and he doesn't know what to do, so he kind of just hesitantly fist bumps back. And it's like, yeah, that's what you do.
Up for it. It's just like, dude, yeah.
That's what you do, bro. That's what you do.
And Freyr's like, well, Four Leaf, I appreciate you coming over here and talking a bit. I actually prefer your company over to the guy that was just here.
Oh wait, which one came over before me? Oh, Raymond? Yeah, he's She does like the wanker gesture with her hand.
The jack off gesture.
Yeah, the jack off gestures.
Yeah, but I also understand that he can have his uses as I work things, but I have my limits and my own morals, as been told about you all.
Oh yeah, 13s? Yeah, big on morals, big.
Yeah, and I find that I can work better with people like that anyway. It usually has just a general better understanding of the world around them.
I mean, I know about the world around me. Like, why do you think the 13s took back over New Harlem? Shit was bad.
I haven't been there down by that side yet. But
maybe, man. I'll let you come down there, but I ain't gonna let you come down there with bare feet, man. You think what I'm saying is bad? You'll be mocked out of that place. Trust me.
Frank's just like, but I am a bear. I am a bear. And Freyr is just
She's
like,
so mean.
she's a hooligan from Harlem, of course.
Caitlin drew you a nice shirt and everything.
she's a hooligan from Harlem. That's like, but why are you wearing those shoes?
And Freyr's like, well, my name is Freyr. This is Hector, and we have a small group of people that we all try and support each other with as we try and find a new way to live.
I get you, man. That's like me and my brother. Like we gotta look out for each other and everything,
Yeah. No, I would love to go down to New Harlem at some point, and especially he's like, there's a lot of things, and I have a pretty lofty goal, and there's a lot of people that I'm looking to make some level of alliances with, and maybe hopefully stop the gangs from tearing themselves apart.
Hey, listen, I know all about gangs trying to tear themselves apart. That's the whole reason we took hold of our territory, Too many gangs were too busy wrecking the place, trying to fill it with drugs and trying to shoot each other and just end the place. It wasn't good for us.
Yeah, I respect that you guys stood up for that.
Hey, man, someone had to.
You were saying?
Someone had to, but hey, listen, I got a dash. I can tell my bro is probably not happy about me being over here. You're more than welcome in New Harlem. You come down there, speak to anyone. Come to Papa's, and you can chat to us there. Like, this isn't really like the scene to be chatting about this kind of stuff. So, you be careful though, because I'm pretty sure you're already on the bad side with Nodachi, and he ain't nothing to fuck with. You get what I'm saying?
Freyr kind of glances over there and is like, I think I have an idea to help mend that. And he will toil around the business card of Dick. I have an idea for that one. But here, and Freyr will Frere will flip. How many people are there? Her 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll flip 4 gold credits to them and say for you and for the 13s. It's not much, but it's a sign of support.
I appreciate it. Like she takes it and it's kind of like unsure because it's like pocket change, but she's like, you know what? Like any good helps.
It's a gold credit. Yeah, it's just four gold credits. It is pocket change, but he's also just like well, hopefully as I get more, it's before I head down there and actually talk with you guys. A sign of good faith.
Yeah, no, I get you, but like I said, you're all good, so just come to New Harlem, see us there, but like, bro, just gestures to your feet, just like, come on, man. And then,
like if she says this about Frere, what you gonna say about Elena and like Flip Nork?
Four Leaf heads away back to the 13s. Yeah, go on.
I was like, Frere would look at Hector and like, they seem nice.
They seem very preoccupied about your lack of shoes.
Well,
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even notice it until they gestured to the fact that you don't wear shoes. I didn't even realize you didn't wear shoes.
I mean, to be fair, shoes are uncomfortable.
I mean, she did say she could get you, shoes for you.
The bear shoes, yeah. I'll be surprised if she did it, but I won't take any kind of gesture to that. And Frere would kind of, as he sips more on his mojito, will look at Hector and say, "So, I feel like if we can shoot a certain someone, shove them under the bus, and get good with the 7 dragons, that might be the as you and Toxx would say, the smart play."
Yes, it would be the smart play, especially if it's someone. Hector then realizes that someone has walked up behind him and makes the way around. Is this individual? This individual here. This individual, like the skin tones and everything, is exactly how she looks. She has the black where the white is, and like the kind of white where her iris would be color. And she comes up to you and she gives you a smile, Freya, and says, you've drawn quite a bit of attention, right?
For kind of smiling, like, well, that was the goal.
Well, that goal has been met in some good ways and some bad ways, but, well, there is one really good way, and she reaches out her hand to shake yours.
Well, he doesn't get the creepy vibe like he does from Senior Uncle Raymond.
Uncle Raymond. Bad touch, Uncle Raymond.
Bad touch, Raymond.
Bad touch, Raymond.
And Frere will, gingerly take her hand and be gentle in shaking it.
And as you do, you get a telepathic message saying, meet me by the bottom of the bar. I think the Queen wants to have a word with you.
Frere nods and says, Frere nods and then lets go of her hand and then says, "Is there anything I can get for you while you're here, though? A drink or something?"
Oh, hon, I drink for free here.
Frere's like, impressive.
Yeah.
Frere will look at Hector and say, "Here, Hector, you can finish this, and you might want to go check on the others, make sure they're not getting into too much trouble."
And just as the perfect transition, as the group of you were trying to make your way away from the situation with the 7 dragons, this woman has made her way up to all of you.
No, Lena, no, I'm supposed to be free from talking. No, go away. Shoo.
She makes her way up to all of you and says that that's a bit of a ballsy move there, going right into 7 dragon territory right after your friend kind of pissed all over their shoes.
I could have pissed harder. I took it easy.
You could have pissed harder. You
I
really
don't
could
want to
have.
imagine you pissing harder.
I mean,
Fur's gonna spend time in New Harlem and come back and just be like, "Look at Raven with his yes haircut."
haircut and his $2 suit.
I mean, it just. We were looking for an excuse to go talk to them anyway, and we just kind of used our friend here. Unfortunately, I know she seemed to have some kind of.
And before 17 could finish that, Elena will go, "Shut up, shut up, he's in hearing distance, shut up!"
He thinks the Illithid thinkles themselves worthy of Nobunaga.
She doesn't, that's the thing! These idiots just decided to take her over there!
But as you interrupt them, Kate gives a chuckle, and you all hear a voice in your head saying, "Your friend has drawn some attention to you and your companions. Some of it good, and some of it really not so good. If you would all please meet me at the bottom of the bar, the Queen needs a little bit of a chat with all of you."
Oh boy.
Good job, Fur. I did it.
You did do it!
Day one, start an audience with the Queen.
And that is where we're going to leave off with the title card 4 Kings and 1 Queen. You guys...
The Four Lords.
The Four Lords, yes. So you guys have drawn attention of multiple groups, for better and worse. So much so that the Siren Queen herself has requested an audience with all of you. I say requested in the same way as a president would request an audience with you, or the court would request an audience with you. You don't really have a choice in the matter.
Fur is getting about as successful as K-Rims in day one already.
Oh no!
I mean, win a fight and then just say to all the gangs, you either work with me or fuck you.
And then looks up at the Queen and is just looks up at the ceiling because he doesn't know where she is. He just assumes she's staring down at them, and it's just like, I want to be your friend too.
and she was like, shit, maybe.
That was the ballsiest thing a person's ever done since the Great Lizard Uprising of 2032.
I respect that. I respect the balls. He's gonna get his shit kicked in, but I respect it. But yeah, that's where we're gonna end up. I kind of feel bad because I want to apologize for it being another roleplay heavy session, but I know you guys like that.
We love those.
So I don't know.
I really appreciated just the bonding moments of Ector and Freyr. They don't get a lot of that.
I did too. I was really happy with the bonding that, like, putting the fucking umbrella in Ector's hair and Ector like being like, why do you wait? I didn't even realize you didn't have shoes. Why do you not have shoes?
Why don't you have shoes? It was like Toxx couldn't afford any. I actually imagine that Toxx like tried to get him shoes occasionally before the fact that they just kept falling apart like within a few days, and she was just like, it's too much money.
It's hard to get size 24 lightning resistant shoes, okay?
That can fit a bear's feet. Yeah, that can fit a bear's footsies. What's going on right there? Well, what are those? Well, bear feetsies.
What are those? Yeah, that's one of the top interactions of the entire campaign so far. What are those? Those are my bear feetsies.
Oh.
But yeah, that's...
So, are we still recording?
I'm gonna end it now.